second city, but first in every team. Champion town, got trophies and them rings. Bulls on tap, we coming for everything. Yeah. Tap sports, we coming for everything. Yo, it's apparent, nobody talking better than Melissa and Derek. They hate to compare it. Us and winners placed in the marriage, forever we cherish. Got opinions on the Bulls, who better to share it? I know you wish you can be cool as we. Foolishly, you never be number one against our legends 2 and 3. Don't act like y'all don't know who you hear, who you see. Bulls on tap sports. Y'all know who we be. For real. Word.
What's up, Bulls Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Bulls on Tap podcast, presented to you by On Tap Sports Network. I'm your host, Derek, and as always, I'm rocking with my co-host, Miss Melissa. Missy, what's going on?
What's good, everybody? I am alive. Made it out this tornado. We're here. God is good.
Facing natural disasters, and it still shows up for work, Bulls Nation.
I swear. What up, Chris?
Chris, what's going on? Already in the comments. Yeah, so we actually have a game like in 2 hours where the Bulls are on their 3rd game out of their 6-game road trip. Currently 1-1. Chris says he would have called off. Yeah, they nearly lost to the Rockets by like 3 points. Beat the Utah Jazz, who are clearly tanking, and have secured the 9th seed in the East now. So, on playing game. And tonight they take on the Phoenix Suns with Durant and Booker, who kind of underwhelmed this season. Especially with all the money they have tied up in Bill and Durant and Booker, and Bill's out. Who else is out for them? I know Bill is out. Puss ass Grayson Allen is out.
That one's for Chris.
And they have somebody else out, but I'm drawing the blank ones. But Bulls got Josh Giddey back tonight.
Yeah, I think. I think they're like, aren't they? Don't they have the highest paid? Or like top 3 highest paid salary for the roster? I think in the league, if not the top. But yeah, they've definitely, like you said, overwhelmed the season. So the Bulls going into it with like no expectations, and like the young guys just playing their booties off, being competitive, and now we got Giddey back. I don't know. I feel like we kind of got a chance, whether we want it or not. I mean, at this point, yeah, let's just win. But we're already way past the point of tanking, so I don't even know why those conversations still get brought up. Like
newsflash, we were never tanking.
Yeah. Like they've been saying that we're competitive. I know that, you take everything with a grain of salt in terms of like transparency with the front office and the coach to the general public, because you can only say so much. But yeah, we should have known that when we started playing these new guys versus getting these young guys playing time. So yeah, it's never been a tank. No surprise there. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we might actually pull off a win today. They've been pretty inconsistent, the Suns, despite all the stars they have on their team. And they've had some coaching issues themselves, but nothing that we are not nothing that we don't experience ourselves. But Billy's been playing. He's been coaching quite well, honestly, this season in comparison.
Yeah, give him credit. He's got the team looking good right now. I mean, new guys are coming in. They're building chemistry. The contrast with Bulls coaching and Suns coaching is Billy's got like an ironclad contract, and you don't really hear the players complain about Billy, but there's already reports that Durant and Booker want a coaching change after this season. So
Mm-hmm.
the dysfunction in Phoenix, and they're spending a lot of money for it.
Yeah. But we know that Billy's like a player's coach too. We've been known that. Like the only thing that we've ever seen him really get into it with anybody was with Zach. That was always fun. But they worked that out eventually. Like this, right before he got traded, you saw it seemed to get way better. I mean, everything's hearsay at this point, but it didn't seem like they were getting along too well last season. And we all have our theories. Again, everything's hearsay, but you know, when he got benched, that was like the only possible scenario where he wasn't liked, at least from the outside looking in. But yeah, Billy seems to have a little bit more control over the locker room and the players. It seems like they respect him a bit more than they have in the past.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, your boys in the comments say Zach had to go for this team to progress, and I mean, I'm not sending no shots at Zach. Like y'all know Zach's level of play and it's all-star caliber. But I mean, yeah, I mean it's clear the Bulls are going in a different direction, and the fit was maybe questionable to continue with him on the team, and the trade results have been pretty good for what we got back. Zach Collins has looked good, especially when Vooch and Jalen Smith were hurt. Kevin Herter, he's coming along. He's put some games together. That first week was rough, but
yeah,
he looks a lot better. And Trey Jones has been balling.
Mm-hmm.
On cue, Chris says Trey Jones been playing pretty damn good. Yeah, I mean, I've seen. I know the Giddy committee are about to lose their shit, but I've seen people saying, if you had to choose between the two, maybe you take Trey Jones instead of Giddy.
I almost don't even want to talk about that because we might get mobbed, and I don't have the energy for that right now. I just got done driving in this crazy weather, but yeah, and I've seen that too. People, they're kind of like pitting them up against each other, but it ain't even like that. And the funny thing is, did you see that what Bull Social did? Like they had done like a mini pod with the two of them, so you could tell that they have like a pulse on the fan base. But yeah, they're definitely pitting them against each other, and I don't necessarily think it's one or the other. I feel like at this point, it's just whatever we could do with like whatever talent we have, despite us having a roster full of guards. We just need good players at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, they're kind of pitting them against each other, but you really don't have to do that. But Giddy's been playing good before he went down with the ankle injury. Trey Jones stepped up in his absence. So shout out to both of them for their play. Shout out Will to Go Gottlieb from CHDL. He like kind of went over the Bulls cap sheet and said, even if the Bulls did give Giddy $30 million, you could still re-sign Trey Jones with like mid-exception level money. So really don't have to do this for that. You're one or the other. From what Billy's been saying, it definitely sounds like he wants Trey Jones back next season. And yeah, definitely think he'll be here. What they do with Coby, who knows? I mean, Coby's been balling too, and Coby has been like the number one option after the trade deadline. Shout out Daniel. Says Coby hooping too. Definitely. Chris he's got the back of all the Duke players.
Chris been on that all day with Duke players. He's been a menace in other podcasts today, getting in fights with other people
over the Dukies, whatever they call them.
Yes.
Your boy Z says, now I need Vooch and P. Will out of here. Hey,
Listen,
That's the moves that need to be made in the offseason, and I would advocate for both of them being moved.
see, you really be putting stuff into perspective though too, with like what we gave, like all this talk about like the Giddy stuff and what we would resign him for. Do we sign him for like a long-term deal or a short-term deal, and like what are we willing to offer? And then you think about, I hate that like there's a comparison there, but like what he dealt P. Will, and like if you compare and contrast the two, the deals they got and what they have given to the team, like the impact they've made. So
and the impact that Pete Will has not made.
correct. Like if you stack them up next to each other, like it seems more reasonable to deal Giddy a better deal, only because AK did that with P. Will, and it just really didn't make any sense. And that's not a knock to Giddy. Giddy's been playing great, so I hope nobody takes that out of context. But yeah, I don't know.
I think like more so some of the concern is like, okay, if you give Giddy 30 mil, you don't think that Coby and Ayo are going to kind of feel offended? Like, well, we deserve that if we're going to give Giddy that.
Mm-hmm.
And no, then it may become a one or the other with Coby and Ayo.
Yeah.
And like I said, Coby has been balling. He's been the lead option. I've seen the discourse online about, oh, Coby's been balling out against bum teams. Y'all said that about Giddy, but why y'all saying the same thing about Coby? And the difference is we've seen Coby do this before against good level teams. And it's like a whole completely different situation because Coby's role has changed every single year on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And once he's settled into whatever role that they give him for the year, he starts balling.
Yep.
I mean, he went from being the primary point guard last season to them bringing in Giddy. Julia Poe put out a report that said AK didn't even like give him a heads up or talk to him like that he wasn't going to be the point guard anymore. He just brought in Josh Giddey and they pushed Coby back to like an off ball role. And now since the trade deadline, after being like third in shots behind Zach and Vooch, he's number one now, and he's like fourth in transition points in the NBA because now they're asking him, hey, go out there and be the number one option. And despite whatever level of competition that they played since the deadline, he's gone out there and done just that.
Yep. And Coby's always been kind of like a late starter too, in terms of like the progression from the beginning of the season versus like getting more towards the middle too. And like you and I were talking about when we were texting, like people forgot that he was snubbed MIP for MIP last season. Like he played against great teams. This is not a fluke. He hasn't been the most consistent because he's been tossed in different roles and had to be doing different things and different capacities of like what he's asked to give to the team. But yeah, like everybody was talking about how he was snubbed for MIP last year. How are you going to say he's only playing this well because he's playing against bum teams? Were you like not watching? Not watching last season? Or I'm a little bit confused on people that say stuff like that. But yeah, with Giddy, it's not that it's just that we haven't seen him play against better teams yet. That's all it is. Like, so yep. I see like a lot of narratives flying around that like people are Giddy haters and this, that, and the third. Like, no, we aren't not Giddy haters. Like, we just want to see more. That's all. We just want to see more. He's been killing it, but yeah, I mean, it's funny. I don't know why this is such a polarizing topic. He's such a polarizing player. Like the Giddy discourse has been crazy. People have been taking like personal shots. I've been seeing online. I haven't been getting involved in that so much, but I see stuff on Twitter. I'm like, dang, like y'all okay? Because yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff from that one Bulls account, but yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, he was snubbed for MIP last season, and that was in a completely different role than what he had to play this season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you said, it's not a knock on Giddy. It's just that we've had Coby for 5-6 years now here. This is Giddy's first season, and he started out a little inconsistent with the start of the season, and after the All-Star break, he started balling. So just because we've only seen like a half of a season of these type of numbers and the level of the competition, that's why that is brought into question. It's like, can he do this consistently against good teams? That's just all we're asking. It's no knock on him. I mean, he has improved from the start of the season, or defense, shooting. Definitely still needs to work on the turnovers, but I mean, that comes with the offense that they've been running with the fast pace and trying to get down court fast and jack up threes. And now they've kind of played more so getting to the basket, and Giddy has like excelled at getting to the basket.
Yep.
Even with a limited bag of moves down in the post. But again, credit to him for doing that.
Yep. He's been getting to the line a lot more too. I mean, because of that. So that just proves like major improvement. And we spoke on that last episode too. It's just we're very impressed with the improvement. We just want to see more. That's all. It's been half a season. We love to see more. I want to see it against better teams. He's been doing phenomenally so far. And he's still so young too. I know everybody doesn't really like to toss that around, but he's still really young too. So there's a lot more for us to see from him. But this is what his fourth season or fifth season?
I believe it's his fourth.
Fourth, yeah. So based off of what we've been seeing this season, I am excited to see where he'll be by next season, because he's already improved everything so far. It's just these conversations just need to
just enjoy the ride.
Needs to die. Like, nobody's hating on Giddy. Well, maybe there are haters, but we are not haters.
Oh, he's definitely got some haters out there. Yeah. Shout out Mina.
Yeah. Well, let me go back a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, kind of just enjoy the ride for the rest of the season. We're definitely going to play in.
Yep.
Looks like a playing game in Chicago is like in the works. Maybe even the playoff series, because these Chris says Mina needs Jesus. Everybody does, Chris. But yeah, the other playing teams like Atlanta and the Magic and the Heat have all been like on a downward trend, while the Bulls are on the upswing. So it's not out the realm of possibility that the Bulls actually make it into the playoffs.
Yeah. We just might. But the question here is, I mean, I think there is a pretty good chance that we make the playoffs. It's funny. But I wonder, like, with this whole integrity of the game stuff, like I just wonder who's going to be playing if we make the playoffs. Like, is this experience going to be used to develop our young players, like we've been saying that, it's supposed to happen that way, or are we just going to go for it and just try and push and see how far we can get and let the young guys sit and get zero experience, playoff experience?
Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips are not going to play in the playoffs at all. Modest might get a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be 30. It's probably not even going to be 20 because Billy Donovan relies on vets and the players that he can trust. So you're going to get Giddy, Trey Jones, Lonzo if he's back, Coby, Herter, Vooch. I I don't want to see any more Vooch in a Bulls jersey at all. Like that dude is so far checked out.
Yeah.
Maybe he wakes up a bit because if they make the playoffs and it's the playoffs, he kind of looks like he cares. Also not betting on that either.
Yeah. I think teams pretty much know like what he's capable of too. Like he was going crazy like the first half of the season. So it's like I think it's past the point of like having to showcase him and still show what he can do. Like I think he kind of already proved that prior to him having to sit. But yeah, I'm with you. I just I would love for Billy to play the new guys to still showcase them and to figure out like what's going to work and what's not going to work going forward, so they can see who's going to be playing well together with higher competition in the playoffs if we make the playoffs. And then also I would like for the young guys to play, because that's kind of we know where the season, like the ceiling, we thought we knew where the ceiling was going to be with this season. And like the point of it was this is supposed to be like a developing team, and we're supposed to kind of be, this is supposed to be a rebuild, but it's not a rebuild. So like I would love for the young guys to play. I would love for the rookies to play, and like so we can figure it out. Matas is definitely going to get minutes, but yeah, I would still want Dalen and Julian to play. But you're right, they're just probably not going to play. So we're just going to do it the best we can with the roster we got and not let them get any experience in the playoffs. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun for sure.
Shout out local Bulls. So you're saying playoff experience doesn't matter because Giddey will be getting minutes? Haters. Like, no, that's not.
Since Giddey got sat with OKC in the playoffs, look at his playoff run this time with the Bulls.
Yeah, that's a good point, since he did get like benched in the playoffs last season with the Thunder. If the Bulls make it to the playoffs, I would expect Giddey to go all out to show, hey, that was a fluke. I've improved, and I can lead a team in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So again, there's no Giddey hate on this show.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't put any Giddey in the title, because in the podcast title today.
Bulls are going to go through the play-in and get bounced by the Heat for the third year in a row. Market team annual tradition. I don't know. Usually we play the Heat like the second game. Right now we would be playing on the first game, and it would be in Chicago. So I don't know. I would think that the Bulls would be able to get the third time would be the charm, and we send the Heat home.
Wouldn't that be funny? I just can't even wipe the smile off my face, because what is this season even? Everything is just irony here, if even that. And Billy's gonna get his extension because we made it to the playoffs. What you
mean? Melissa, why? Why did you have to take me there? Because last time they made the playoffs, he got an extension, and they won one game.
See, and we won't even know about it. We won't even know about it until the middle of next season.
Oh man, that just ruined my day. But yeah, I mean, it's not a rebuild; it's a retool or a reshaping. But we're not skipping steps, and we're going to build through the draft. But now the draft pick is going to look like 15-ish if the Bulls do make it into the playoffs. I'm still under the belief that 15th top 4 pick is AK. Not to be trusted either way.
Yeah. I feel like he's just gonna have fun with it. Like regardless of what happens, we have to trust that he's going to make the right call. But Matas was a good pick.
Yeah, but he like failed. Like AK succeeds on dumb luck.
Mhm.
Moore says visualize Josh Giddey dropping the lane against the Cavs in the first round series.
I don't want that smoke.
I'm not commenting on that.
I told you I don't have the energy for that today.
It's like nope.
I crawled my way out of a tornado today. I don't have the energy to be fighting off people, so I don't
Yeah,
want to.
nope.
I'm sure he would be great doing that.
Oh, I'm just gonna say hopefully his ankle is right. Should see tonight. I don't know why they brought him back tonight, considering that we're on a back-to-back, and Billy said he wouldn't play in both games.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have made more sense to bring him back tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's Billy. Bulls for Life says AK needs to do his damnedest to grab either Newell or Kamal Malawach. Trade up for one of them and then grab whoever with that second round pick. I think you're giving AK way too much credit there. Trading up into the first round. We're not getting enough for Vooch.
Know your personnel. That would be great though, but know your personnel, and that applies to AK. Womp womp.
Your boy Z says if we lock in healthily with this current roster, second round, respectful exit. Okay. I don't see the Bulls being able to upset the what. I take that back because I don't believe in the Cavs at all. So maybe, I don't know.
The Bulls haven't really made sense in years, so that's that is a possibility. Like we've always said, I mean, nothing really ever makes sense with our beloved team. We got the Jekyll and Hyde Bulls, and like when we thought we were supposed to be tanking, supposedly we weren't, and so yeah, nothing would surprise me. I just have learned to remove expectations and just enjoy the show. That's what I've learned over the last like 3 years that I've been getting really back into the Bulls again, because of my work situation and having more time to watch. That's what I've learned, is just to kind of remove expectations and just enjoy it for what it is. Sadly.
Local Bull says Io and Modest were probably Jerry's pick since the Chicago connection leads to jersey sales.
You know what? That's a really good point. Honestly, you might be onto something, low key, high key, but yeah, the Bulls love our hometown heroes. Well, I wonder what these THT jerseys are doing.
I knew that's where you were going before you even went there. In my mind, I'm like, the hero, Uncle THT.
No, Uncle THT is crazy.
Who's going to get minutes in the playoffs over Julian and Tatum?
Yes, we can count on that.
6 man off the bench.
Mm.
Oh man, but yeah, so like I said, Bradley Beal's out tonight. Puss ass Grayson Allen is out tonight. And it's Mason Plumlee who's also out for the Suns. Giddey's back in. Of course, Io's still out. And Zoe's still out. But I don't know. We got Giddey back in, and if he plays like how he was before the ankle injury, and how Coby and Trey have been playing, the only thing is Vooch.
Yeah. One thing I can say is like the Bulls have been playing with like full steam, full effort, like on all cylinders. That's the one thing I can say. And like the Suns, it's just because it hasn't seemed that way. Like from the Suns games that I've gotten to catch, it hasn't seemed like they've been playing with that same intensity. As much as they have a much more stacked roster, obviously they got stars. It just they don't seem like they're playing like they want to be there. Whereas like our squad is all gung ho, they ready to go. So I think, man, we might actually come off this with a win.
Yeah. I definitely forgot about Leroy being a Chicago hero. Bulls for life. But yeah, I mean, we're like over the Heat in the ninth spot just because we have the tiebreaker against them. Like we have the same record, so if they want that home playoff game, like maybe they're excited to have a home playing game in front of the Chicago fans, and that might give them the extra motivation. But at the same time, the Suns are a game out of a play-in. So they might say, "Hey, we have too much talent and it's too much money invested in this team for us to not make the play-in." And they're behind the Mavericks, who are going through it. So it might be a tightly contested game. They did just like beat the shit out of the Raptors by 40 points the last game.
I know, that was crazy. I tapped into that game super late. I'm like, dang, 40 points, that's insane.
Why don't I believe in the Cavs? It's Cleveland. That's all I'm going with. Is because it's Cleveland. I don't trust Cleveland.
That sounded so much like I hear you channeling Joe Kim right now.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go there. Nobody vacations there. They've just shown. I need to see that they can be healthy in the playoffs. It's always something around health with Cleveland last few years. Mobley and Mitchell, Jared Allen. If they stay healthy, maybe, but I still don't see them coming out the East over the Celtics. Bulls for life says the man still want Vooch. He's available. He's on the West Coast. They can come pick him up. They don't have to give us anything. Just take him.
He was at the pool earlier.
Just
scoop him up from the pool.
Chris said the Cavs look good regular season, but it's the playoffs. You can look good in the regular season and falter in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
But what if the Bulls did crazy in the playoffs? Okay. Stuff to say stuff.
Cavs are going wherever Mobley takes them, right, Morris?
Yeah.
As I said, like, if he can stay healthy, maybe, but
yeah,
it's kind of shaky. If the Bulls go crazy in the play-in playoffs, then they will fully break Matt Peck. Like, he will go full on Joker if you did not see his meltdown once they got the ninth seed. It's gonna be a wrap. Chris saying you're gonna Henny.
Don't encourage him. Don't put that up on the screen.
Morris says the Cavs also have 5 Javantes. Forgot they did get 5 Javantes out there.
Who did Stacey say that again about on the Bulls? Was it Trey?
It might have been Trey. It might have been Herter. Because I think Herter was like balling that game where he was just like grabbing rebounds, and it might have been him.
That's funny.
But yeah, so this game tonight, and we're on a back-to-back, so tomorrow we're back in action. I think we're playing Zach and Damar and the Kings.
Bulls point 2.0.
Yeah, West Coast Bulls,
Yeah.
Sacramento Bulls. Unfortunately for them, Sabonis is going to miss about a week. But hey, they signed former Bull Terry Taylor, so they're really looking like.
Did they? I didn't even know.
They're really looking like the West
That's
Coast
crazy.
Bulls right now.
Come on and pick up Billy Donovan too.
What's a C beam?
See the red light beam. Light the C red beam. Yeah. On that note.
Yeah, on that note, we will holler at you guys later. We thank everybody for tapping in.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. You guys are fun in the chat, except for Chris.
Get ready for back-to-back late night Bulls games.
Hey, Sharon.
Hey, what's going on? She said she would not be surprised if Bulls win a playoff spot and get killed in the first round. Would be so Bulls.
Yep. Exactly. That's what we're saying. Like, it's the Bulls. You really don't ever know.
It's happening. Oh.
We'll see you at the United Center then, everybody.
Good.
The playoffs.
Get ready for those ticket prices there. Mm-hmm. First playoff series in 4 years? Jerry is going to.
I'm trying to tell you, we're going to get our Billy contract extension, our secret contract extension for another 7 years. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody, enjoy the game. If you're hanging out late, I mean, some people might be like, that's too late for me. But either way, enjoy whatever you watch the game. And until next time, go Bulls.
Go Bulls.